Hello everyone, so we are Group A and I am Lee Robin B. Dukyatan and I am the leader of this group. So our title is all about the effect of depression in online learning, a student's perspective. So our topic is all about the student depression because there are many students are depressed because they are lack of their submitting activities and deadlines. And so the introduction will be discussed by Mikas Doble.
At a distance, the workload and learning load of adapting a new delivery mode is taking a huge toll on the lives of every student in higher education. This is an immense problem that is growing rapidly. While there are some students who are thriving through online learning, the toll of the virus isolation increase workloads, and other associated effects are rising among many students and faculty members. Supporting the mental health needs of the student in every university is a critical mission. The radical change in lifestyle can lead to loneliness, anxiety, and depression.
No one else is monitoring the students in most cases. On campus, those students may be observed by classmates, resident advisors, and other campus staff who observe students informally every day. But online, those students often are not seen by fellow students, advisors, and others. Lorenzetti, 2020. In the Philippines, educators consider depression as a big problem in the student performance that can cause days out of work, lost productivity and financial drain, stress, and loss of life. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 2011. Also there is an increase in incidence of suicide committed by college students through various forms such as jumping from a building by Manila Bulletin 2013 and shooting self with a gun Philippine News 2013. In Davao City, Philippines, many teachers and students are burning out, getting physically or mentally unwell due to heavier workload and longer hours under the remote learning scheme. College students are now suffering from depression and it can affect their performance in online learning. Depression are caused by problems in the acquisition of psychological and social needs by Kagula 2020.
Background of study. As the coronavirus or COVID-19 pandemic rapidly spread across the country, schools have shut their doors and the closest classes have moved online in order to slow the spread for their illness. Japan, it is the first in ranking who have an experience of depression. I searched that Japan has one of the highest suicide rates for children and teens aged 10 to 9 years old. Philippines, many people here, they attempt to suicide because of depression, and they are not in the right mindset. This issue was the biggest impact to students and it can affect their online learning. Country. The woman experienced the most commonly diagnosed form of depression, major depressive episode. It is a diagnosis which involves a substantial change in an individual's ability to function, including interest or pleasure in almost activities. Based on my observation, here in Philippines, young adults, they early experience of depression at age of 13 to 25 years old because of personal problems and other problems in their lives. In addition, individuals often experience change in sleep patterns, extreme tired, feeling worthless, less ability to think or concentrate, and thoughts of suicide. I also had a personal experience of depression during undergraduate studies which both surprised me and made me wonder about what might be unique about the context of distance education or learning.
Hi, good day. I'm Maria Maria, and now I'm going to provide to you the solution to this said problem. So the solution. As the education sector begins the school year with the new normal of holding online classes due to the coronavirus, students have suffered physically and mentally with this new mode of online and distance learning. The same goes for our country, which is the Philippines, where teachers advise their students to have a break and take some counseling with their university counselor. So students may as well as themselves as psychologists to check on them, or students may also manage their depression and improve their mental health by getting enough sleep, have a healthy diet and exercise, avoiding drugs and alcohol, practicing mindfulness, and build a support system. But as the problem still goes on, some of the students are still feeling depressed due to online classes, and thus the Philippine government tries its best to eradicate the said problem.
So we will discuss about the individual conclusion. So my conclusion is all about the pandemic has revealed weak spots in every system it tested, from government agencies to school districts. Colleges and universities scramble to provide student services and bootstrap distance learning strategies. In my own conclusion, the colleges have worked tirelessly to offer programs to students and set up the distance learning initiatives. Some schools are borrowed laptop, cell phone, and iPad to connect the hotspot to counter unequal access to online education. Their school to provide proper assistance. As of now, the supervisors are not at their regular workplaces. They operate from home and provide students with comparable facilities. The second is the conclusion of Micas Doble. As a higher education adapts to teaching and learning at distance, the workload and the learning load of adopting a new delivery mode is taking huge toll the lives of those in higher education. So, in her opinion, the workload and the learning load of implementing a modern method of implementation would significantly impair those living in higher learning as a higher education to adapt. So, this is a massive, fast-growing challenge. Although some students are benefit by online research, for many students, and they have expense of increased workload and other related consequences. So, in the third of Christine Joy Escario, so in her conclusion, faculty members are feeling the huge stress of remaking their classes into effective digital forms. The additional workload and concomitant anxiety are heaped upon the already multifaceted responsibilities of faculty. So, the faculty members are expecting the huge burden of remaking their classes into successful multimedia formats. The added workload and concomitant anxiety was heaped upon of often multi-phase obligations of faculty. So the faculty have added a load has heightened the worries about faculty burnout. To many faculty members who still live with verge burnout, the fulfilling the teaching, advising, study, and publishing standards are facing emotional letdown to even collapse. So the fourth of Maria Novelinli El Patayan. So as the education sector began this school year with the new normal of holding online classes due to the coronavirus or COVID-19 pandemic. So as of now, we face the COVID-19 pandemic. The students are suffered physically and mentally in this new normal mode of online learning. The foreign countries are approached to say the problem is by having a schedule for their students to have counseling. So as of now, the teachers also let their students to have their break and have activities that may include meditation and a heart-to-heart talk with each other. Be all for today. So thank you very much, and I hope you have some learn of our research.